Cultural differences shape our daily interactions in ways that are often subtle, yet sometimes very visible. They are expressed through language, behavior, values, and expectations, influencing how people communicate, resolve conflicts, perceive time, or understand authority. In an increasingly globalized world, where encounters between people from different backgrounds are a common part of life, awareness of these differences becomes an essential skill, both in private and professional contexts. Even communication styles reveal significant cultural contrasts. In many Western countries, such as Germany or the United States, a direct and factual approach is valued. In contrast, cultures like Japan or many Arab nations favor a more indirect, context based form of communication, where how something is said often matters more than what is said. A no may not be spoken outright, but hinted at instead. In such cultures, silence does not necessarily signal rejection, but can indicate respect or contemplation. Without understanding this, one can easily misinterpret the other person, leading to a breakdown of trust. The concept of time also varies greatly across cultures. In so-called monochronic cultures, such as those in Central Europe, time is seen as linear. Punctuality is important, and tasks are approached one after another. In contrast, polychronic cultures, found in many Latin American countries, for instance, view time as more fluid, with personal relationships taking precedence over strict schedules. Being late in such settings is not necessarily considered rude, but rather reflects a different understanding of presence and availability. The relationship between the individual and the community is another fundamental cultural dimension. Individualistic societies emphasize self-realization, personal responsibility, and freedom. Collectivist cultures, on the other hand, prioritize harmony, group affiliation, and duty to the family or community. These different orientations affect not only social relations, but also work environments, education systems, and political structures. What is seen as responsible in one culture might be perceived as selfish or inappropriate in another. Equally significant is the way authority and hierarchy are understood. In many Asian or African countries, authority is met with respect and a sense of distance. Decisions are often made from the top down and seldom openly questioned. In other regions, such as Scandinavia, a flatter hierarchy is the norm, emphasizing equality and participation. These differing expectations can lead to misunderstandings in international settings. For example, when a manager accustomed to deference interacts with employees who expect transparency and involvement. Values and norms serve as the invisible foundation of cultural identity. What is considered polite, moral, or appropriate varies widely. Religious beliefs, concepts of honor, shame, guilt, or dignity influence everyday behavior and broader social attitudes. Rituals, forms of greeting, clothing, and eating habits are not merely cultural symbols, they are also powerful expressions of identity. Often, these customs are not consciously chosen, but passed down through generations and imbued with meanings that do not easily translate across cultures. Awareness of cultural differences thus requires more than mere tolerance. It calls for curiosity, empathy, and a willingness to reflect on one's own cultural conditioning. Those who mark only the other as different, without recognizing their own culture as just one among many, remain trapped in ethnocentric thinking. True intercultural competence means not fearing difference, but embracing it as an opportunity to broaden one's perspective. In a world where migration, global cooperation, and cultural diversity are facts of life, this mindset is not only desirable, but necessary. Cultural differences do not have to divide us. They show how rich the human experience can be when we are willing to listen.